I think if I had about 20 minutes with him, I'd be able to tell him, the things that he needs to do which might help him. I'm not saying it will help him, but it could help him.
There you heard it from Mr. Sunil Gavaskar. He was speaking exclusively to India today. And when asked about Virat Kohli and his struggles in the recent past, Sunil Gavaskar says that allow me 20 minutes with Virat Kohli and I might be able to help him. Now, why do you think that he said something like this? There are a few reasons behind that. One, of course, the entire country is worried based on what, the recent string of failures that Virat Kohli has seen. And clearly there are some sort of technical weaknesses that he may have seen. The other thing, as Sunil Gavaskar points out in that particular interview, is that he's been an opener. And so he's been in that situation where that outside the off-stump line tends to trouble a lot of batsmen. He himself went through a phase like that. So there may have been a few things he must have done, and he would want to share that knowledge with Virat Kohli. And maybe if it helped Sunil Gavaskar, it may help Virat Kohli. And remember, I'm using the word maybe because even in that interview, Sunil Gavaskar points out that the tips I give him may help him. There's no guarantee it will, may help him, because those may have been the issues that he himself dealt with and he found a solution to that. So what are those areas? And Mr. Gavaskar gave us some sort of insight. When I spoke to him at length, trying to find out what could be the areas where Virat Kohli is going wrong at the moment, he pointed out a few things. One, of course, his weakness outside the off stump. And when asked why that may be an issue, Mr. Gavaskar feels that at the moment he's trying to play outside the crease. Now that is a technique that Virat Kohli started using after his failure in the 2014 series in England, and to recover from that slump in form, he started batting outside the crease. And the idea at that time was that, listen, I'm going to reduce the time that takes for the ball to swing. So if you reduce that time, it will help him play. And that technique was successful in the 2018 series. However, since then, that technique hasn't really come to the fore and helped Virat Kohli. Maybe now it's time to go to plan B. And this plan B is what Sunny Gavaskar might have, because according to Mr. Gavaskar, he feels to negotiate that swinging and seaming delivery outside the off stump, Virat may have to not stand outside the crease, but instead go deeper into the crease, because that will allow him a fraction bit of more time to play that delivery and negotiate that swing. So that's one idea that Sunny Gavaskar has. The other idea would Mr. Gavaskar gave us some insight when I prodded him by asking him that do tell us what could be those things that he can work on. The other thing he spoke about is that at the moment, watching Virat Kohli bat, he feels that he's anxious. He wants to get a few runs. He's not being amongst a lot of runs. So when you're in a situation like that, the batsman tries to play every ball and get that to a 4 or accumulate runs. However, Mr. Gavaskar said maybe he needs to look at the other way and not be anxious to play every ball. Leaving the ball is also equally important, and this is something maybe where Virat Kohli can concentrate on, leaving the deliveries. So I think these are the two major areas that Mr. Gavaskar would want to address, but whether that meeting happens or not, we don't know. Mr. Sunny Gavaskar, as we know right now, is in Europe, he's in London. Virat Kohli was in London, but last we've heard he's in Paris for some time. Don't know when that meeting can happen, but Virat is on a 4-week break. So enough time to arrange that 20-minute meeting.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today News Mo.